Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. The Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, don revoke Pastor Saige Izeyamu land for Amagba. Imalo Agbogun say, if na like this, government go dey revoke people property. Wetin be the use of CFO? Make I leave you with Imalo Agbogun, make you hear the message wey e bring come today.
Yes. A wonderful good morning to you all, my conscious Edo people. I remain no other person than yours, noble rights activist, comrade Igbogu Emmanuel. Yeah, if you're watching me this morning, I want you to share, invite, and like this broadcast. If you're watching me this morning, wherever you are, I want to say good day to you. If you're watching me, I just want you to start sharing and like this broadcast. Thank you very much. If you're watching, please share, and like this broadcast. I am no other person than yours, noble rights activist, comrade Igbogu Emmanuel. Yes, Edo State is our own, and we have no other state than Edo State. That is part of the reasons why we will continue to say Kabudo, we will continue to say freedom, we will continue to say progress, we will continue to say one love, we will also continue to say let peace reign. As it stands today, we are not too comfortable with the style of leadership that we are currently experiencing in the state, particularly when it has to deal with the fact that our government of the day is now concerned about demolition. Our government of the day is now concerned about revocation of CFOs belonging to persons who are opposition to his government, who are opposed to his style of leadership, who are stakeholders, as opposition in the just concluded general elections in Edo State that ushered him into his second tenure in office as the executive governor of Edo State. Please share and like this broadcast. Hello? Okay, please share and like this broadcast. Please share and like this broadcast. If you are watching with us, we are discussing Edo issue, matters that affect us as Edo people that we are not so pleased with. You all know that before the election, the governor said, in fact, particularly those of his stooges on social media said, the governor is going to make Edo State a mini Singapore. The governor is coming back for second tenure. He's going to ensure that there is a massive developmental strives to be witnessed and experienced in Edo State. But as we speak, this is 8 months into government. There is no show of sincerity. There is no show of purpose. It is just only an out busted winch hunting, vendetta, demolition, and attack on the opposition members. Now we want to ask a question. Is this what we, the Edo people who voted in support of Godwin Obaseki, wanted the governor to do? The answer is a yes or a no. So if you are somebody that voted for the governor, before we start this discussion this morning, I want you to type yes if what you believe that what the governor is doing in Edo State is what you want, the demolition, the revocation, and what have you. If you know you are an Edo son and you like what the government is doing and that is why you voted in, please type yes. And if you are not in love with what the government is doing, please type no before we commence today's broadcast. I'm going to give you just 1 minute to do that before we proceed with today's broadcast. I'm going to give you just 1 minute. 1 minute. We are nearly 24 seconds gone in it. If you are watching with us, please share this broadcast as we are also doing here. Please share this broadcast. Here we're currently enjoying 23 shares at the moment. please, we can do better. We can do better by ensuring that we share this broadcast. Let us invite also people who are online. Invite them to join this broadcast. Invite our viewers at home to enjoy this broadcast, because we are going to be saying a whole lot of things that are currently affecting Edo people, not because we are just an opposition, but because we are stakeholder in the process of ensuring that Edo State is being governed. As a civil society practitioner in the state, we are making bold to say that the government is only coming out to demolish properties belonging to Edo people. So if you are watching and you are not in support, I think I can see no leading the rounds. I can see just 2 while we are 18. That's an even number. So can we get more votes? If you are supporting the current demolition in Edo State and the common revocation of C of O in Edo State, please say yes or come out to say no. If you're not in support, and if you're in support, please say yes. It's an open ballot to balance what we are doing here. So if you're currently watching with us, please say yes or say no as we speak. If you're watching with us, please say something. Are you in support of what the governor is doing as regards to demolition of people's properties and revocation of people's C of O, all in a bid to take over their land? Are you in support of that? If you are in support, please say yes or please say no before we start. And if you're also a part of us on this broadcast, please ensure you share this broadcast on your platform. Please ensure you share this broadcast on your platform. Please ensure you share the broadcast on your platform. So once again, I remain no other person than your Noble Right activist, and what we are discussing this morning is issues bordering on the style of leadership currently experienced under Governor Godwin Nogegase Obaseki. As an opposition character that I've always, described myself to be, as far as the Godwin Nogegase Obaseki-led government is concerned, in democracy you must have incumbent and you must have an opposition for any democratic state to be seen to be practicing democracy. And as far as the state is concerned, I am an opposition, and I am not hiding under the platform of civil society or activism that is my core practice to raise aspersion on the government of the day. No, I am only coming out to state my issues with facts, because it is no longer news that Tony Kabaka Hotel was destroyed. It is no longer news that Odubu's residence that he acquired from government was destroyed in GRA. It is no longer news that hotel belonging to Igile was also destroyed, and a plaza belonging to a member of the opposition also was also destroyed in Ekenwa Road. It is no longer news that the deputy governor of Edo State and the secretary to state government live just within the same environment where such properties have been revoked, and nothing is happening to theirs. Why is it so? If you are in support that government is reclaiming government land in Edo State, and why they are reclaiming government land in Edo State, they are not reclaiming government land also acquired by the deputy governor and the SSG. If you are in support that they are not doing that, please say yes. And if you are not in support of the fact that the government has refused to retrieve the property occupied by the deputy governor and the SSG, please say no. If you want the governor not to revoke the property of the SSG, please say yes. If you want the governor not to revoke the property of the SSG, please say yes. And that of the deputy governor, please say yes. If you want the deputy governor to revoke the property of the deputy governor and the SSG, please say no. Okay, well, our streaming this morning is not so broad, but I will be quick to deposit and leave because I have a long day today. Now, the properties of the deputy governor has been, the governorship aspirant of the APC, Pastor Sage Ezeyamu, his farm, IO Farms in Amaba community, has just been placed on notice on the fact that the property has been revoked. The CFO of that property has been revoked. Excuse me. Hello? Yeah, hello? Okay. Morning. Well done. I'll call you back. That the property of the APC governorship aspirant, Pastor Sage Ezeyamu, has been revoked in Amaba, only to the fact that, he is an opposition. The state government, to my best of my knowledge, have not approached him that they want to use the land for any developmental strive in the state, and he has opposed to it. And if they choose to use it for such a project, there are ways the government should approach an owner or an opposition owner, or even an owner of a property. Let me not use the word opposition owner because I don't want to marry it. It is only a clear case that the government of the day is only witch hunting the opposition. Do not forget, it started with Tony Kabaka, demolished a full-fledged hotel that employed over 70 persons. Igiles Hotel is also on the line that has employed over 30 persons. Putting 100 persons out of work within the private sector shows that the government is not doing well to drive the developmental strives and prospect of Edo people, particularly with the youth. Now we are seeing a revocation of someone's property in an era where the government of the day is preaching that Edo people should acquire CFO to protect their land. How come the governor is revoking a CFO attained by a citizen in the state, and they are not stating reasons why they are doing same? They are not stating reasons why they are doing same. And also, why is it that the house where the deputy governor and the SSG is currently living on, that is an Edo State government property, how come the governor is not revoking those ones? Is it that those ones are sacred cows, or they are just being left as the spare sheep? Can we get answers, from the opposition media aides to the government? Because as we speak now, we do not have a visible response to those activities, as the case may be. We do not have those claims that say that things must be done that way. So if you are in support of what the government is doing, please say yes and say we stand by what the government is doing for him to revoke people's property, because the government of the day is actually saying that people should do CFO. And I, seated here talking today, I am doing more than over 70 CFOs for Edo sons and daughters across the globe. More than 70, I repeat, more than 70 with the Edo GIS. I am currently processing more than 70 CFOs with the Edo State government for Edo sons and daughters who I have convinced to do CFO for their property to protect it. So if the government as we can just wake up and revoke a CFO, do we support that? And if that is what we say that the government should come and do in the second tenure in office, demolishing properties, breaking people's homes, taking over government lands, let us also come out to say that that's why we want the government to be in power. That notwithstanding, I'm only just putting this in the public domain so that the public should perceive it. I don't want to be seen to be taking side. That's why I'm saying the yes or no thing. I don't want to be seen to be taking side. Is it what Edo people want, that they should be revoking property so that we will come out with a comprehensive list of people that are living in properties that are perceived to be government properties, so that government can actually do an overhaul and recover all these properties that will know the purpose. And also we want to ask, as government is revoking these properties, we are also aware that the government is selling some of these properties, because the property that belongs to Edo State government by Third Junction at the popular traffic light axis where used to have the motor park and the EDPA, that property, as I speak to you, is now being having a construction activity like a plaza going on there. Who owns that property? Is it an individual now, or is it Edo State government that is putting up a plaza to raise revenue for the state government, owing to the fact that that place is very strategic in the city? Let us also know, let the government come out open to enlighten Edo people, because for some of us who are in the opposition, we see this as a witch hunt without any form of fear or favor. I try to cite the resident belonging to the deputy governor so that people will know that it is not only APC members that are also living in government reserved areas or government acquired areas. There are also people in this current government, and why is it not happening to them? That is the discussion on one side, and I think it is now left for the glare of the public to take a decision on what their faith or their hope or their intentions or their acceptance to what the government is doing should be. Now, having said that, I don't want to bother much on that, because that's why I started up with it, because there are lengthy discussion that will take more 15 minutes of my time before I leave to do other days activities. Now, secondly, again, we are now looking at the issue of Apatasin, who is one of the chamber members in terms of leadership. I think he's one of the minority or the whip of the house, as the case may be, in the House of Reps, who attended a project to his constituency, despite the fact that the project was, poorly done by the contractors. We have still not heard from him in person speaking to his constituents. We have still not heard from him addressing his people to say which and which, despite the fact that the deputy governor has visited there, and also the deputy governor failed to visit the school that was raised in his constituency that needed public attention, and by the same person who also raised the issue of the road. The deputy governor only chooses to visit one. So we want to know, what is the House of Rep member that is an APC member doing, because to date we have not seen anything. If you go to his page where you see Peter Apatasin, it's only a write-up done by a civil society organization stating that they are surprised that the deputy governor went there to destroy a substandard project, putting videos where asphalts were being pulled off. If actions were not rightly laid, they ought to be pulled off, because they are not a good job. You don't expect the people there to just fold their hands and see a road that will only last for 7 days, and after which the road ceases to exist. You don't expect them to go there and clap for you, even if you are APC. So if you are talking about that, we want to hear the response of Peter Apatasin and what he intends to do, because I am as an APC member and as a media influencer, supporting the APC, and as an opposition member, I am not happy with the fact that what we are currently seeing in Igara, that road in Igara, I'm not happy with it. If Peter Apatasin does not come out, some of us will begin to put it in the light that he ought to speak, and we are going to raise issues within the media to ensure that he comes out and address that issue, because for the fact that the deputy governor has gone there, we ought to hear from him. He is the sole initiator of that project to his constituency as a constituency project, so he ought to speak to his people. I don't believe a man like Apatasin will sit back and allow substandard project to be done in his constituency and say nothing about it. I don't want to believe so. Having known this person, I don't want to believe so. So I want to see Apatasin, because my inbox is filled with that message. My inbox is filled, and my inbox is filled also with messages like the APC has refused to speak as a party, despite the fact that the government of the day has been that the APC are selective on matters that they raise. That is why some of us who do not ascribe to that submission of the incumbent government and their supporters are coming out to speak also. So having said that, some of us will not also leave this morning, this broker, without asking the social media government boys. I used to name them a few months ago before they started attacking me personally. I decided to allow the sleeping dog lie. What is happening to the mini Singapore that they said the governor will revamp Edo State to look into? He said that the Singapore will not, commence operation now, not until when they must have finished demolishing the illegal structures as they are currently saying, or is it that the Singapore is already playing out? All we need to do is to give the government some lengthy time. We believe we should be hearing enough on social media as regards to the activities of the government, because this same social media was used to campaign for the governor. This same social media was used to tell other people to, develop interest, for the governor under the same platform. So if we are seeing the reverse and we are not stating it as an obvious fact, it is an unjust issue on us as an opposition. Despite the fact that the party organ is weak, does not mean that those of us who have the intellectual wherewithal will not also come out to state what is obvious. Because despite the fact that Edo State has received over 30 billion since the governor came on board as a governor for a second term, we have not seen a comparative match with developmental strives of public expenditures of this current government. So Kosi demands that as a conscious Edo person, we should ask what is going on. We should ask and ask and ask and continue asking. We're in a democracy where freedom of rights must be respected, where freedom of expression must be respected, and where issues raised must be attended to by public office holders, particularly the leadership of the state. Now you agree with me that even before the government decided to wade into issues that border on Okoromi and the unlawful demolition of people's homes, it took a union to stop the activity before you get government audience. So is that a new trend that we want to experience while we are developing Singapore in Edo State? These are issues that we are putting not just only to the government, but also to their supporters across the globe, because we understand that the return of Governor Godwin Obaseki was not solely the making of Edo people in Edo State. It was with the support of Edos across the globe, Edo in diaspora. So Edo in diaspora, I want to be happy that people are living in developed climes, in developed states. In fact, some of you are having dual citizenship, as the case may be. Is this what you wish for some of us? Is this what you want for Edo people to enjoy for the next 3.5 years to come? So this is why we are coming out to speak this morning, and we believe that as an organized society, response should be seen to be in the glare. If those of you who supported the government of the day to emerge as a government that we are currently having and will continue to have for the next 3 years, I believe that you people as supporters should prevail to come out to say this is what you want. The silence over social developmental and socio-economic and socio-political activities in Edo State across both the political divide, their supporters and the actors, is unbearable. And if we as a people decide to remain mute, it will not help the democracy of the day. It will not help the polity of the day. That is why we are saying, and we will continue to say, let Edo people speak up. The silence is not what should help the polity at the moment. Let us speak up, because we are all badly being affected, direct or indirectly. We manufacture cement in the state through private investors, and we buy cement more higher than any other part of the country in Edo State. Why is this so? Why is this so? Why are we not hearing from the government of the day? Haven't it been that on this same media where the governor recently responded to a bad road in Edo State, we also raised same issue of the hike of cement, that even had more viewers and more sympathizers, and the state government was silent. So you see that the state government are selective to issues raised on public domain like the social media. Let us also ask, because the social media was a platform where they campaigned vigorously. In fact, on every campaign tour of the governor, he was ensuring that the social media was carried along, and those in the diaspora was carried along. So now that we are raising issue on this social media, why are they not paying attention to? Even when we know that the governor has over 500 media aides that he recently appointed. Is it that he has lost touch with these people because they are no longer his appointees, or these people are not, patronage to the cause they fought for, or what? I believe Edo people must begin to ask questions, and it's only when these questions are being asked and answers put forward that we know the direction where we are going to. As at today, Edo State does not have direction. That's why you see people announcing that Edo dey carry last in nearly all the television stations in the state, in the country, and that is not the case. And also, I will not also leave without asking Governor Nyesom Wike, you are developing your state and you came to give us a governor that you say we should work with and join your party. Is it that the development that you are saying APC governors are doing in their PDP governors are doing in their various states, is it that we cannot have a replica here in Edo State? My Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, we are also asking you, because we see your good works and we want, even if we know that we don't have the kind of resources that you have, but we have resources to achieve, even if it's 40% of that in our state. So why is the reverse being the case? These are issues that we are raising, and we believe that these issues are begging for answer. Nearly many government properties across the state, warehouses, particularly even here that I live in Ipoba, are being sold. People are acquiring those houses. What is the proceeds of those selling? What is it used for Edo people? Are we not asking questions? Are we not asking questions? Or is it that the Edo State government is now a totalitarian state where nobody can express his democratic rights anymore, or his fundamental rights anymore? These are questions that are begging for answer. So my conscious Edo people, we must all put all hands on deck, even as an opposition. Bringing a museum to Edo State is not the primary purpose, or the artifact that are returning to Edo State is not the primary purpose why we are in government. Let government talk about the business of government as it is being raised on public domain. Today, we have a constituency and a House of Assembly where 24 is only being represented and laws are being made by 9 instead of 24. And we do not have a duly constituted assembly where we can all channel our problems to. As of today, I come from a warded constituency. My representative is no longer in the floor of the house. I cannot deem it fit to go and report in one day matter to somebody who comes from Orion, because, or from Ipoba, because Ipoba people are not even getting answers for the complaints that they are making. So what is going on? Now, Edo people are not asking questions in a government that says that they want to fight godfatherism. President Muhammad Buhari, being an APC-led government, has now said local government money should be paid directly to local government. I am still in shock that those people that preach against transparency, proper management for Edo people's money, are not saying anything about local government funds that have gone into the local government for the past 2 months. My local government has got over 600 million. I cannot see where 600 million naira is visibly spent in one of the local government. Rather, what we are seeing in Edo State is revocation of CFO, demolition of houses. Is this what we want? Is this what we want? Edos across the globe, Edos in government. Is this what we want as a people? So that is why we are saying that Edo must speak up. Nobody seems to be talking, even in the side of the opposition. Even in the sides of the opposition, even in my own political divide, nobody is talking. That is why I'm talking. Our party chairman in Edo State, Colonel Musi, is it that you are not seeing all of these things? What is going on? Is it that the APC and its publicity team and secretary are not raising issues where the interest of Edo people has been bestowed on us and as an opposition in the state? Or is it that we are not comfortable with the fact that we lost in the last election and we are still finding it difficult to come out of the defeat? For crying out loud, victory and defeat is also an ingredient of any democratic state. So I am not being selective here. I am not being partisan here. I am talking as a patriotic Edo son. So if the business of democracy in Edo State wants to collapse, they should allow some of us who have the passion and who have the zeal that Edo State should be a better place to know, so that we can either relocate to somewhere that will accommodate our interests and our future, as the case may be, or we decide to struggle alongside to make sure that we achieve that goal. Do not forget Edos in diaspora, and particularly those of you who are on social media. The social media people said that the social media presenter, when I mean people, said that they were going to develop Edo State to become a mini Singapore. What is happening? How come they are not showing you mini Singapore, or they are not showing you the roadmap to attain such mini Singapore, or they are no longer discussing those roadmaps, or they are no longer even telling you the challenges or the setbacks that they are currently facing with, so that we can all put heads together as a people and advise government on the best way forward, or know the challenges that are are bound for us to meet in the near future. How come? So if you have watched me this morning, I believe I have discussed this matter holistically, and I want to also believe that Edo people should begin to ask questions, because we are not like this in nature. You see that people are now adopting witchcraft to blindfold the common sense wealth of our people. It's a question we are asking. So please and please and please, my conscious Edo people, if you are watching us, we are saying what is happening in the state. Where is our resources? Why is it that it is only demolition? Why are we not seeing construction? Just like what we are witnessing on Channels Television, on ITV, on Star Times, Star Times on STV, on AIT, on Channels, and other Arise TV, and other print and electronic media in Rivers State, that the governor came here to give us to compel us to support the governor that is in their party. Why are we not having that same holistic PDP partisan approach across our state? So this is why we are talking this morning. I will not want to spend much time further because I have a lot of engagements for today. But if you have just joined us, please join me in asking this question, because these are the questions that are currently begging for answer. What is the 18 local government public administrators doing with the revenue of the 18 local governments? What are those money being spent on as we speak? Because for the fact that the local government is under public administration of the civil servants, as the case may be today, directed by the head of service of the local government, directed by the executive governor of Edo State, what that simply implies that they report to the commissioner or to the permanent secretary of local government affairs. What is going on with the resources accrued to our local governments in Edo State? Are we not speaking? Over 3 billion naira that comes into the entire 18 local governments in Edo State every month, since President Buhari directed that money should come direct to them. What is happening to that location? We want to arrest our case at this moment. We say thank you for those of you who are watching, and for those of you who are conscious, who are patriotic, who want to desire a better Edo. Let this be the basis for asking our question, because we have gone past the era of election. The way forward should be our subject of discussion. So let this be the subject of discussion as of today. Once again, I remain another person and yours, Noble Right Activist. I will be back later in the day to discuss in an open segment where we will be having a calling section. Thank you and bye for now. God bless you.
Now we don't hear from Emmanuel Agbogun. Let us know what you think for comment section. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for the hear all the things wey dey happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you now with this video, make you help us share am. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.